Hello, everyone. This is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. We're going to take a deeper dive into the quadratic function, which is represented by ax squared plus bx plus c. And in this example, what we're going to do, we're going to factor this quadratic function in order to find the zeros, or the x-intercepts, when this parabola crisscrosses the x-axis. And so these 2 points right here are known as x-intercepts, and we can also call them zeros as well, because it lets us know that when y is 0, it crisscrosses the x-axis at this point and at this point. And in fact, those 2 points are x is equal to -1 represented right here, and x is equal to -5 as we see right here. And then the question is, well, how did we arrive at -1 and -5 as our zeros or our x-intercepts? I'm going to show you how we do that. And think of it like this. When we look at x squared plus 6x plus 5, we're going to set it equal to 0. You set it equal to 0 so you can find out where those x values are when this parabola crisscrosses the x-axis. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to find two numbers that multiply to 5 right here, that multiply to c, but add to b, which is 6. All right. And so this is how we factor. We set the function equal to 0. All right. And again, we're going to find two numbers that multiply to 5. And then when we add those two numbers, they come up with 6. And those numbers are 5 and 1, because 5 times 1 will give us 5. And 5 plus 1 will give us 6. And those are the two numbers we're going to use as our values right here to set this function equal to 0. So we're just going to write it right here like this. This is our x here and our x here, because when we FOIL it, this is going to be x squared that you see right there. So we're going to write it as x plus 1 times x plus 5. And that result is going to have to give us 0. And so how do we know that it is x plus 1, the combination of x plus 1, plus the combination of x plus 5 is given us 0? Well, when we use our FOIL method or our box method, we're going to arrive right back at this equation right here, right back at this function, because let's say if we put x plus 1 on the top and then x plus 5 along the side, we have x times x, which will give us x squared, x times 1, which will give us 1x or x times 5, which will give us 5x, and 5 times 1 will give us 5. And when we combine them, because we can see right here that 5x plus x will give us 6x, this is x squared that we could put right here. And of course, we could put that as 5, setting it equal to 0, because we want to find our x-intercepts. All right, now that we have done that, we're going to figure it out this way. So now that we have the combination of x plus 1, we can set that equal to 0. So we have x plus 1 is equal to 0, and we have x plus 5, and we can set that equal to 0 as well. We're going to do these two things separately, right? And so what we want to do, we want to find out, well, what is x equal to in order to make this combination 0, right? And so we're just going to subtract 1 from both sides. And in order for it to end up being 0, x will have to equal to -1. Because if we put a -1 right here, a -1 plus 1, well, that will give us 0. So one of the solutions, or one of the zeros, is going to be at that -1 right there. Now let's take a look at the combination of x plus 5. We're going to set that equal to 0. And in order to make that equal to 0, we have to subtract 5 from both sides. And as you can see, that x will be equal to -5, right? Because a -5, if you put it right here, a -5 plus 5 will give us 0. And that's one of our solutions right there at -5. Okay, you have been given quite a bit of information. I can imagine that, and you probably need some time to process it. And so please pause this video just to get a look at this anchor chart, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding how to factor a quadratic function, y'all. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.